we're gonna see some drunks, and I'm not referring to you guys. Red Square, right next to Putin's office. You've seen it all as a bouncer.
We're gonna see what Russia has to offer.
Indeed, let's go.
I was a bouncer in Hollywood, California. In regards to nightlife, is there any difference at all? Moscow is like New York City. They have almost anything you could think of.
DC is the best, and I think St. Petersburg is the closest thing to it in Russia.
It's an Irish pub over right behind me.
What's wrong with Russian drinking that they must bring Irish pub culture into the country? Alcoholic if you do not eat zakuska with.
There it says Beverly Hills Diner. So you got an American restaurant as well as an Irish one. So we're getting a good example of Moscow nightlife, like right in the center. You got taps, so you can get draft beer. There's live music everywhere in Moscow. This place actually has an alligator on the wall, so I feel at home.
Every day when in Russia, it's good for your health to have a little bit of vodka. How much beer is gonna cost for you in a bar? What's up, y'all? This is Igor, Russia, and this is the capital of the great, biggest country in the world. This is Moscow. And in this video, gladly, I'm not alone. I'm here with Expat American. Expat American and Josiah is gonna be joining me. We're gonna talk about nightlife in Russia.
That's right, with Josiah, the grumpy cameraman.
I'm already tired.
We're gonna compare a little bit the cultural differences between nightlife and the club life of America and Russia.
Let's just do the West in general.
Yes. Guys, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to mine. And of course, Expat American. You can find the link in the description and in the title.
Many people don't know. No one who watches this channel knows, unless they know me. I used to be a nightclub bouncer.
Are you serious?
Maybe I'm a little bit of an expert in this topic. I am serious.
So guys, let's go. This here is the Red Square, and this is where we're gonna start off. It's cold weather, just enough cold for us to maybe grab something to drink. Let's see where we will end up, if anywhere.
Beautiful place, man. I'm so happy to be here with you, even though Josiah's with us.
Guys, we're gonna go to the drunken street of Moscow right here. We're gonna go to Nikolskaya street. And in Russia, I've never seen so much drunks as in Moscow, Nikolskaya street.
Really?
Yes, including St. Petersburg and other places. No joke.
I guess I'm not out late enough. I have too many kids. I have not noticed a lot of drunks in Russia, to be honest.
We're gonna see some drunks, and I'm not referring to you guys.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit with Joe here. I've seen a fair few drunks, but I mean, he hangs out on the north side, I hang out in the south.
Really? You've seen a lot of
A
drunks?
fair few, yeah.
Wow. I apologize that my new country is being a bad example for you.
I wouldn't call it a bad example. They know how to have fun.
So Nikolskaya it is, but before that, on this market behind me, which is right on the Red Square, right next to Putin's office, may I add, there's a lot of stuff for kids stuff activity. But did you know, guys, I was offered literally real alcohol unofficially. The guy said, hey, you wanna, this is for kids, you want something else? Then he poured actually some like mixed glintwein with vodka.
Oh, someone working the kiosk just
Yeah.
wanted to be your friend?
Yeah, then he was like, yeah, let's drink to Russia, and then he was called.
Can you introduce me to this friend?
Yes, we can. Guys have to be kept entertained. We're gonna go to Nikolskaya to see some club life. And it's like a tourist destination
That's
as
the
well.
investigation. That's the hope. We're going to see what Russia has to offer.
Indeed, let's go.
You hang out in, but over around south side, on the back streets.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I'm a father of 5, so, I'm usually home before the young people start having a good time. I love this New Year's market they put in Red Square here. It's so beautiful.
We are now on Nikolskaya street, and this is busy tourist street, but most of all, I think this is the party street. What is the basics in the West for like club life in general? And you specifically, you've seen it all as a bouncer. So what's it all about?
In America, yeah, I was a bouncer for a club in Hollywood, California, in Los Angeles. And what I know from growing up in America, spending over 40 years there, it's probably what you'd expect, that what you've seen in a Hollywood movie. You've got restaurants that serve alcohol. draft beer and stuff like that. You've got nicer restaurants that serve mixed drinks, and you've got bars where people would go and just drink. Of course, there are like clubs where you're going and you're dancing to music and you're getting drinks, and they'll have like light food appetizers maybe. And I assume that Russia's the same way.
So I know that St. Petersburg is the center of Russian money. So in Moscow especially, how exclusive can you get if you're like that type of person with a lot of wealth? And how low can you get as well?
It appears to me that Moscow has pretty much everything. There is a club with a cover charge here for a Mexican club. Yeah, so that is a thing, and that's so just like in America. I mean, there's an Irish pub right around the corner. I love it. It's probably too expensive, locals would say, but and it looks.
The thing is, though, if you want drinks and you want to dance and party and stuff, I don't know about winter, but in the summer, you don't even have to go to a club. You just go to a street with a university onto it. Back when I was living in the dorms, pretty much every summer night, I'd have trouble going to bed because there'd be people out on the street partying and dancing and listening to music and drinking. There were a few clubs near my university, and even one club run, I don't know if it was run by my university, but it's kind of the officially endorsed one. And most students would go there. It's your typical club. You've got drinks, you've got a place to dance. I was surprised that they had those, what are they called? Hookahs? Shisha?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had those things that you can smoke the flavorful smoke on. That was new to me. I never associated that with clubs in my mind, but
it's like a glass tower that you smoke like some sort of thing out of?
Yeah.
Okay. In regards to nightlife, is there any difference at all?
The only thing that really surprised me was that there was shishas in some of the clubs here, and a lot of the clubs here.
Well, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Moscow is like New York City. These are international cities. They have almost anything you could think of. Vegas is a smaller place, and it's more manufactured. It's in the middle of the desert, and they have hotels, which are also casinos, which are made to look like different countries from around the world. It's like Disney for adults.
I have nothing to add other than DC is the best, and I think St. Petersburg is the closest thing to it in Russia. If Moscow is like a picture of a city, St. Petersburg is like a painting of a city. It's very nice to relax in.
That's a good way to put it. I like that. Here's a good example of what we're talking about. This is an Irish pub over right behind me. And there seems to be Irish pubs everywhere in Moscow. It's popular, I would say.
So what's up? I've noticed that also in St. Petersburg, the Irish pubs are popping out, and you notice the same. But what's the reason? What's wrong with Russian drinking that they must bring Irish pub culture into the country, or is it like organic development that people just like it? I don't know. What's the reason?
I think that that part of the world is known for beer. And so Moscow is an international city. They can have anything they want, and people feel like it's kind of cool to eat and drink at an Irish pub, just like you might want to eat at a French restaurant. Or if you were in another country and you want some vodka, you might want the place to have a Russian name.
I mean, every place has its own famous alcohol. Every land is known for its special alcohol. But every time I'm drinking, I can't help but think of Irish drinking songs. And there's no other country that has drinking songs that just immediately pop into my head. So yeah, I think it's just naturally that Irish pubs are more popular.
I gotta say, that's a very good point, both of you, because in Russia, you drink only with food. You don't drink. You're an alcoholic if you do not eat zakuska with beer or other drinks. So this actually falls into the line quite nicely. So yeah. But they do have the different atmosphere which Russian bars usually don't have. It's a different thing. It's a private party.
Okay, this is a bit off topic. This is not a club or a bar, but like I was saying, Moscow's international. It's okay, ladies. There it says Beverly Hills Diner. So you've got an American restaurant as well as an Irish one. Here's a restaurant, like a fancy restaurant. This is where you'd get like any alcohol you want.
Does it say?
You can see through the window. You got wine glasses. You've got a bar right there, so you can get whatever mixed drinks you want.
Those people look like the mafia bosses. I'm gonna film them.
Oh wow! So we're getting a good example of Moscow nightlife, like right in the center on the street we're on, and now on this street, which I don't know the name. And over here, it looks like we have the entrance to a club. So does this look like a nightclub in your city? You got stickers and brick walls. You got kegs here. It's nice, man. I mean, if you're looking for this sort of thing, right? Maybe they're closed? Oh, cool. This is more of a restaurant. You got bottled beers, canned beers, bottles of wine. You got taps, so you can get draft beer. And you have a nice view out the window.
Yeah, beautiful.
I don't know why. I guess it kind of organically came about, and like maybe 5 to 10 years ago, the city of Moscow decided to block this area from cars. So you've got 3 streets basically where you can't drive that become city walks, and they all connect.
They act differently when it's cold?
Yeah, yes. I wouldn't say they drink less. If anything, they probably drink more, just inside. People go out on the street and they start drinking and partying and everything like that outside, and it is loud. And I'm thinking, winter, however, people drink inside and they party inside. And now I am done, and you can talk about your Sean Connery pub.
Here's another Irish pub, Sean O'Neill, and we've got live music starting just as we walk up here. This is one thing I've noticed about Russia that is different from where my part of the world is. There's live music everywhere in Moscow. So let's check it out, man. After you, sir.
Yeah,
After you, Igor.
We will drink it. We need beer from here.
This place actually has an alligator on the wall, so I feel at home. See, I'm a Floridian. There's an alligator on the wall. I really feel at home here. He wants to sit at the bar.
Just used to it now.
Yeah.
Definitely been here before with Joe.
Every day when in Russia, it's good for your health to have a little bit of vodka. Ordered Shirley Temple for Joe because he's keeping his promise of non-alcoholic. And while he's saying all that, the real men are gonna raise the toast.
Our nice flavorless beer.
The perfect Russian beer, probably the cheapest.
But it is good. Like, it's not bad.
I think that yellow, plain tasting beer is the best beer, personally.
If you're happy with complacency.
And well, it's all draft, meaning it's this. How do you say it in Russian?
Tap?
Разливное.
Yeah, разливное.
Разливное. So guys, we showed you a little bit of it's today's Sunday actually, so you didn't see all the drunks that I promised you guys. And check it out.
Spicy.
Shame on you.
That looks way better than what I got.
It probably is not.
Let's see how Russian non-alcoholic drinks look and taste like.
Tastes like lemonade with a little bit of strawberry in it, which is what I asked for.
Actually, we asked for it. We said, give him children's lemonade. Josiah, about prices in Russia, how much beer is gonna cost for you in a bar? Or
I know these places are gonna up the cost of whatever I buy by a lot. If I want to drink, I can do so in the comfort of my own home. And if I do so in the comfort of my own home, I can buy it from a grocery store. And if I buy it from a grocery store, I could spend 80 rubles on a bottle of beer. And if you're getting it from the grocery store, they have just basic beer. And they have other flavors too, of course, like cherry or strawberry, which I love. But I mean, it's still a lot cheaper than in bars or anywhere else.
you can get beer for 50 cents, for 50 rubles as well, like okay Russian beer, 50 rubles, no, easily. Zhigulevskaya, the basic Russian beer. Soviet, very basic, 50, less than 50 even. But in bars, basically, okay, we're now in Moscow Center. We're gonna show you how much did it cost in a bit. But I guess in typical places, not too touristy, I would say it costs maybe, well, up to 300 rubles for a beer. It's okay price from a restaurant, I would say.
Mojitos always cost like $5.50 or more.
Yeah, and that's you're speaking in the Moscow terms, which is basically a little bit more than anywhere else, or a lot more. But a shot of basic Russian shot vodka, 50 grams, which is the minimum, Up 200, up to 300. And yes, vodka can be cheaper than beer.
Mead, or medavuha in Russian, mead costs roughly the same as beer, or maybe a little pricier, but overall the same cost. It's just harder to find.
And from the grocery stores, well, it's all different. Depends what you get, how much, etc. But you can get the best Russian beer, Beluga, for $10 a bottle, half a liter bottle.
So 100 rubles is about $1, basically. It comes up and down. So if I'm going to the grocery store to buy bottles of beer for my house, if it's 60 rubles, that's nice, you know. But, you know, sometimes it's 100 rubles. That's for me because I'm buying the yellow beer, the plain beer. At a restaurant, you know, I might spend 500 rubles for the same thing as a draft, right? Have the draft beer like at a kiosk. They don't have that. If you want draft beer in America, it's at a restaurant like this, or it's a bottle from the grocery store. They don't have drafts that you can fill up a big plastic container.
Every your apartment building has this разливная, like a kiosk with draft beer, yeah. So and that's a little bit more expensive than from a store, but they're fresh. You know, it's fresh beer. It's great. Overall, I don't know. Did we get a lot of information about Russian drinking culture? I think we did a good perspective from the Western point of view.
Yeah, I think if you're a Westerner and you're not familiar with Moscow, we gave a good overview of what nightlife looks like in Moscow.
And of course, and what I wanted to say earlier, that in Moscow, everything is possible if you have the money. So basically, if you want, you can find inappropriate places, or you can find very luxurious places with the most awesome views. Whatever you want, there is in Russia. There's money talks and BS walks. That's how they say. That's how it is in Russia, I think. Money rules. All right, guys. This has been an update for Moscow nightlife, pub crawl. And it's been an awesome day today with Expat American and Josiah. We're going to continue drinking, guys. And meanwhile, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you're still haven't subscribed to Expat American, click the title or the the description and follow Expat American as well. He does
Follow me, yes. And you can come over. We just posted a video with Igor at a Ukrainian restaurant in Moscow. I know you guys like him, so see him there right now.
I think there might be more drinking out there. But yes, see you guys in the next video from Moscow with love. Bye-bye.
From my point of view, in my communities, my nightlife communities, the more money you have means you can order nicer food delivered to your place while you're playing games. Whereas I couldn't order anything and I had to make my own food.
Oh, so you're just a nerdy video gamer. So why would we bring you on this trip?
That's what I'm asking.
You're offending everybody. You're offending.
I think it's the novelty of having a bottle like in your hand, the shape of it, and the cap that pops off. The taste, honestly.
How could a bottle taste better?
I don't know how.
Do you know where the stuff comes that's in a bottle? It comes from that.
It's
just
like
old.
McDonald's French fries. They're better after a day. Same for curry.
What?
Curry is better after a day.
McDonald's French fries are better after
Yes.
a day? You're ridiculous.
Pizza too. Pizza is better when you order it.
Josiah is
put it in the
trolling.
fridge over it. Everybody wants to go home. I want to go home. I remember during summers, surprisingly, it gets pretty hot out here to the point where if I don't have anything to do that day, I'll just stay in my room and wait for the sun to go down to go shopping. And it looks like people agree with me because when the sun does go down, people go out on the street and they start drinking and partying and everything like that outside, and it is loud. And I'm happy for them, but I wish they'd shut up.